lesson, you want to choose a flower or a vehicle. I'm going to choose this beautiful peony. And you're going to put that image in your folder. There we go. Did that go in there? Hard telling. All right, so now I have that in there. I'm going to make a new document, letter size. This will be called organic shape, and your name, or your name in organic shape. So you should be getting used to like setting up your documents in this way. We're going to press return. There's our piece of paper. Pull our flower in. And unlike the other ones that we've been setting up, we don't actually need to, I'm pressing V, shortcut V, to resize it. We do not need to turn the opacity down on this because we're just going to be drawing right over it. So we do need to lock it. And as a reminder, the blob brush makes organic shapes, not organic lines. So I do not want you doing just like outlines here. You're actually making specific shapes. I'm trying to teach you to like see things as shapes. So let's pick I'm going to use the eyedropper here and grab sort of I'll grab like a middle-ish color. So that peach looks pretty good. I'm going to grab my blob brush, and now I'm going to do a peach shape that covers the entire peony. If you know, now I'm looking at this, it's more peachy up at the top and like pinky at the bottom, but just for the sake of this mini tutorial, I'm going to do the whole thing in the peach. So I'm going to do I'm going to do big brush in the middle so that it doesn't take very long to get coverage. And then as we get out to the edges, boop, 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 boop. As we get out to the edges, I'm going to start making my brush smaller so I can get more of that organic detail. So I'm going to zoom in here. Once you get all your circles, Caleb, maybe try making some shapes with the pen tool. I'm using shortcuts here. The open bracket makes the brush smaller. The closed bracket makes the brush bigger. So you probably don't need me to do all of this. You're getting the idea. I'm getting more detailed the closer I get to the edge. This is a lesson in layers. That's okay.
This is what it looks like.
Cool. No, I like that. That looks great. Because it looks like his body is more of a rectangle. So you get the idea of what I'm doing here. Imagine I've done this to the whole edge because I'm not going to subject you to that on this tutorial. But I'm going to cover this up. Now once you get that full shape, we're going to get rid of it by disappearing the eye. We aren't actually getting rid of it. We're just not looking at it. I'm going to have you actually make a new layer here. And we're going to call this Pinky. And I'm going to take my eyedropper and grab this pinkish color here and do this again. So where I see the pink, I'm going to start doing this. And this can get highly detailed. Doesn't have to. But I want you to do at least 4 different colors or values here. So I may go in here and I'm sort of like thinking this looks, it gets pretty pink over here. And I'm just going to go over this whole shape with pink. And again, if this were you, or if I were doing this project for a grade and not for a quick tutorial, I would be getting much more detailed here at the corners by making my brush much smaller. Oops, I don't think, well, that's fine. I'll do this. And it looks pretty pink to me over here. So now I'll just make my brush bigger. Oop. So I can fill all this in. Okay, so now I have my pinky area. And maybe I want to put a couple little spots of pink up here. Yeah, that's looking pretty pink over here to me. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so these are all in my pinky layer. Okay. And now if I open this up, I can see that I have my pink over my orange. I'm going to get rid of both of those. And now I'm taking my eyedropper and I'm going to add some dark parts. Let's make a new layer. Call it shadows. And I'm going to get even more specific and go into these low lights like this. And you know, this could go on for a very long time. Selecting different, this is going to give you a more painterly approach to making organic shapes. So here's my dark pink, and I'm just going to do all my little details in here. And again, I would do this in much more detail if I was doing this project in class and not for a quick tutorial. I need to figure out a way to record or speed it up, but I'm not there yet. And here, boom, 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 boom. There. Maybe right here. And here. You get the idea. So now when I open this up and this up, I'm starting to get more detail. Now that doesn't look very good, but that's because I didn't do enough. But that's how you would do it. You're going to put each color on a different layer and start putting them overlapping each other to get a detailed final product. Here's a great example, Alex. Not photography blog. Let's see. Website. So here's a great example of some details put in. That's all done with a blob brush. Looks great.